Hi, everyone. My name is Dr. Stacy Betancourt, and I'm coming to you with another edition of Making Sense with Dr. Stacy. Today, we're going to talk about happiness. Now, when we think of happiness, it tends to be an emotion that can be kind of short term. And the thing is that can you really have long-term happiness? It's a fair question. I'd like to say that the answer to that is yes. But there's steps that we have to take, right? So let's look at those steps. You can have short-term happiness. You can have tangible or intangible things that bring you a sense of joy. And I've talked about that before. But what I'm talking about is having a full happiness within your life that is not just an emotion, but a full-on way of life. Now, can we have happiness throughout our life? We can, but there's also those times, it's kind of like I've talked about before, with the peaks and the valleys, where you're up at the top and everything's great. And then something happens that begins a slide that kind of changes. So how do you make sure that when you are in those peaks, that you're able to hold on to that emotion so that when you dip into the valleys and things are not so great, how do you use that positive energy that you feel when you're at the peak in order to help you through the hard times? And it's truly looking at life through a lens of what brings you fulfillment. So I want you to contemplate that for a minute, because I am looking at life satisfaction and it coming into the idea of getting that happiness that you get from having the contentment in your life. And when you are satisfied across the board, looking at your job life, your home life, your freedom life, the life that you have when you get to do really fun things, you're actually feeding your soul and your mindset with that positive feeling that makes you happy. So can you change if you feel like you are caught in the valleys all the time and nothing you can do can bring you out of that? I want to counter you. I want you to begin to think about the things that bring you happiness. And if you are having an aspect of your life where you are just not happy, well, then you need to change that. I'm not saying we've got to run around and have this giant beaming face all the time. I mean, yeah, that's great, but is it realistic? No, it's not. So what can you do to truly bring yourself happiness? It's learning to look at life and understanding that while you are going to be up on top and things are going to be great and you're going to have this euphoric feeling, there are going to be times when things are not going to go just right. So what do? How do you retain those happiness, that happiness feeling, and retaining the feelings that you get when things are great, when things are not? So it's being able to look at your life and accepting things that, one, you may not be able to change, which I've talked about before, but changing it into, wait a minute, yes, you can change. You can invoke change that will help your overall mindset. And when you do that, you're actually taking control of your life, which is really important. So how do you take control of your life? Well, for example, I look at my own situation and knowing that where I'm at right now is not exactly where I want to be, but everything that I am doing every day leads me to where I want to be. It's making that little step forward every day to make sure that I get to do what I want to do for the rest of my life. Because isn't that what life is all about? It's not living for things to control you. It's living things so that you can control yourself and have contentment within yourself and to have satisfaction. That's what it comes down to. There is no quick fix to that, and I wish there were, but I would be lying. Sometimes it truly does mean that going after something that you really, really want in this world is not going to be easy. But as long as you are moving forward every little bit, every single day, then you know what? Good things can happen and good things will happen. It takes work. Now, if you need help with getting those steps, those are something that we can look at together. But as a generality and kind of a widespread, it's preparing yourself for the valleys and knowing that how long you're stuck in that realm truly depends on you. You have a choice. You could either stay down and continue to feel badly about yourself and about your situation, which isn't going to change, or it's taking a step every day in the right direction, knowing that you're doing something for yourself that is eventually going to bring you what you are hoping for. Because remember, you're worth it. You are always worth working for. You are it, no matter what it is in life. It is worth going after. Is it going to be immediate? Not always. But if it's worth trying for. So does that equate immediate happiness? No. But you should take happiness in knowing where you started and where you're at. And even if it's one step forward and 5 steps back, well, guess what? You took one step forward to making sure that you are seeking the happiness that you want. And that's worth it. Isn't that what it should be about? It's not necessarily monetary. I hope it's not solely monetary, but it's being able to do what you want to do and reaching that satisfaction, which, yes, will bring you happiness. So if you have any questions for me, let me know. Drop them into the comments. Send me an email through my website. And if you have any questions, let me know. Okay. In the meantime, be good to yourself. Keep going forward. Keep doing those one little steps forward. Be good to others. We don't know what they're going through. And sometimes a pleasantry can make all the difference in the world. So be good to yourself, be good to others, and remember, I'm always here if you need me. You guys take care. I hope you have a great week, and I will see you next weekend. Have a good day. This is Dr. Stacy Betancourt with another edition of Making Sense with Dr. Stacy.